we get there, we got to get to the Rotoworld Player news.
Yes, some Rotoworld.com player news.
Yes, and also on NBCSports.com for all your Rotoworld player news. The notable injuries we're tracking, and there are lots. Dave Montgomery coming off the bye week. He is practicing in full. Looking good for David Montgomery. Same could be said for Deebo Samuel and Christian Watson, who's dealt with quite the array of injuries this year. Him practicing in full is a good sign. Justin Jefferson is back at practice, but limited, far from a guarantee that he will play this week. Actually looking like he will not, but good sign for him that he's working his way back. Same for James Conner and Zay Jones. But a couple DNPs. Jamar Chase with the back injury did not practice. Kenneth Walker with a chest injury did not practice, especially after being out-snapped by Zach Charbonnet. Dameon Pierce with the ankle, he didn't practice, and Josh Downs with that knee injury did not practice as well here. So Barry, a lot of major injuries and a couple major DNPs on that list.
Yeah, I mean, the Jamar one is the one that sort of sticks out to me, where you're kind of like, wait, whoa, it's third, you know, like,
yeah, what?
Yeah, wait,
back?
hang on, especially because, by the way, and I watched this very closely because I had Jamar Chase over as the third leg of a parlay.
Yes.
Because the first two legs had hit cleanly, and then
lost.
and then I lost. But like, he had a couple of tough falls on catches that he should have had, but he got underthrown. Not bitter about it at all. But like that long one that should have been a touchdown. You know what I mean? Like, it just, that one's a little bit like, one's a little eye-raising. Pierce and Downs are concerning just because Pierce missed last week. Downs was questionable going into the week, played a little bit and came back out as well. If Kenneth Walker misses, and he's missed some practice time and then ends up playing, and Seattle likes to play, I feel like, get cute sometimes with, but obviously Zach Charbonnet would be really interesting if for some reason Ken Walker missed. But again, those are Wednesday practice reports. We'll see what happens later today and tomorrow.
Yep, the line in Bengals Texans has dropped from 7 to 6.5, and that's a big move coming off 7, which is a key number. So market expects that Chase may not be able to go on. I think that move is especially notable because Dameon Pierce has a lot of friends on the injury report. There's 23 Texans listed on the injury report this week. I've never seen that many. That has to be a record. I don't know what the record is, but that has to be it, surely. Yeah, so that's a little bit of a concern as well for them going into that tough game against Cincinnati.
On the positive news, Deebo Samuel and Dave Montgomery coming back. Welcome back.
Much needed.
There you go. Off the bye. We're very excited to get them back.
Also seems like Trent Williams is probably going to play. At this point, he's a limited participant, and he is just as key for San Francisco's offense, I think, maybe even more so than Deebo Samuel, with the ripple effects that has, particularly for Christian McCaffrey.
Let's look at the injuries for tonight. Thursday Night Football, of course, the clash of the Titans and the Panthers versus Bears. DJ Chark with that elbow injury, doubtful. Justin Fields, a little bit of a turn of tone from our last 2 days. Justin Fields is now doubtful. Matt Eberflus went as far to say he's not going to play with that thumb injury, so Tyson Bagent will get another start. On the good news side, Cole Kmet's going to be active. He's cleared from the injury report. Yeah, wiped off the injury report.
I got to tell you, Connor, that is about the nicest way when you're saying a little change in tune from the show the last 2 days. Because yesterday on this show, we were basically like, look, Justin Fields is playing.
We operated that way.
We operated that. Justin Fields is obviously playing. He's gonna, and we talked that up. And then literally like 30 minutes after we were done with the show, it was just like, oh, no, he's officially listed as doubtful. And the line quickly moved, I mean, like we were like, because before I think it was it was pretty close, and it was clear that DraftKings thought Fields was going to play.
It was Bears -4, and Tyson Bagent wasn't going to be a 4-point favorite against the Panthers. Now it's 3.5, trending towards 3.
Yeah, I've seen it 3 in some other places as well, and I think it might be 3 on DraftKings now as well. So for sure, it is the Tyson Bagent experience once again for Thursday night. Very exciting.
Without Khalil Herbert,
Khalil Herbert,
he's not.
And I just want to, as we talk about the fact that it's the Bears Panthers on Thursday night without Justin Fields, without arguably the biggest star on the field. He's not going to play as well. We'll see about the running backs. A lot of the defensive stars, Brian Burns is going to play for the Panthers. So a lot of defensive stars on the Carolina side of the ball also out. So we would just like to say that today, who drinks free? Everybody that's watching the game tonight. Because God bless fantasy, God bless betting, God bless booze. Because that's how we're all getting through tonight's game. Because I'm watching every single minute of it. But let's be clear, it is not the sexiest of matchups.
Tough back-to-backs with Jets, Chargers on the Monday night primetime game. It's not a great advertisement. Well, who knows? Maybe tonight will be a great game. And also, there are some huge Sunday night games coming. Admittedly, not Jets
I was
Raiders.
going to say, starting with Jets Raiders,
Yeah.
Aiden O'Connell, Zach Wilson.
Well, there's some big primetime games coming up. There's got Eagles Chiefs, and you got Bengals Ravens coming up. Be good.
And the great thing about the NFL is you never know. When sometimes two teams that aren't that great, but like all of a sudden it can be fireworks. It could be an amazing game.
And Tyson Bagent's been surprisingly competent as well. This
Yes.
isn't a Tommy DeVito situation.
Yeah, I can't tell you how many times my wife has turned to me and said there's you've been
Surprisingly
surprisingly competent.
There we go.
I just want you to know that.
For that.
Just so you know.
Yeah.
This
Staple in the
it's a
arsenal.
constant phrase for my wife.
Yeah. Okay.
Surprisingly competent.
Okay. Won't ask you to put it in context.
Hey, it's Matthew Berry from NBCSports.com and Rotoworld.com, and I want to thank you so much for watching whatever it is you just watched, or if nothing else, being too lazy to click out of the autoplay after this video started, after whatever it is you actually wanted to watch finished. But now that you're here, I'd like to take a moment here to ask you respectfully now, okay? I'm asking you respectfully to subscribe to the NFL on NBC YouTube channel. You'll get the latest Rotoworld fantasy news headlines, all sorts of great shows, including my own Fantasy Football Happy Hour. So go subscribe now. Again, I'm asking respectfully.